Hi, I'm Kate. I help people heal from Lyme disease and other chronic conditions using bee venom therapy. And I'm so excited to introduce to you my bee venom therapy course. This course is designed for those who are dealing with chronic Lyme disease. And whether you've had Lyme for a long time and tried everything for treatment or just got diagnosed, this could be the right course for you. It's an intimate 6-week container where it's a full immersion into bee venom therapy and the medicine of the bees. You'll learn everything you need to know on how to heal yourself effectively using bee venom therapy. In this video, I want to cover a few things. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and how the bees saved my life. Second, I'm going to talk a little bit about the science of bee venom therapy and why bee venom works when nothing else does. And finally, I'll share a little bit more details about what the course entails and how you can sign up. So my journey with Lyme disease started a long time ago. I first got sick when I was 7 years old. I grew up in Minnesota and of course was playing outside all the time and would spend a lot of time at my grandparents' cabin where of course there were so many ticks. And I got sick when I was 7 and was hospitalized on and off for around a year, was mostly in a wheelchair and was in constant pain and migraines and had trouble walking and mobility issues and joint pain. And still, even growing up where I did, I never got diagnosed with Lyme disease. The testing at the time wasn't as advanced as it is now, and so I got a false negative on my Lyme test. And after about a year, I kind of just out of nowhere got better. It was mysterious and we sort of wrote it off as a fluke and never figured out what happened. I got sick again when I was in high school. And once again, it came on quite suddenly. I was in excruciating pain and exhausted all the time. My joints hurt, I had migraines, and I felt so foggy I could barely think. I missed most of my junior year of high school and then slowly got better with the help of acupuncture and basically just rest. Then a couple years out of college, I got sick again. And this time it was less intense, but built slowly over time. It started with just feeling exhausted and foggy all the time. And then I started getting constant migraines and joint pain and had trouble walking and completing sentences and thinking properly. And so at my worst, I was in bed for 18 hours a day, would sleep constantly and never feel rested. And honestly, the scariest part for me was when my brain capacity started to go. I would start a sentence, not remember how I was supposed to finish it. I forgot dear friends' names regularly. And I remember so clearly trying to write in my journal, just to write about my experience and process it. And I couldn't even put a sentence together on paper. So my brain capacity was really deteriorating with my Lyme disease. I finally got diagnosed with Lyme in 2019 after years of unexplained symptoms. And I went all in on treatment. I, of course, first started to pursue natural treatments. I, at the time, was working with an Ayurvedic company and I did Ayurvedic cleanses and I did Chinese medicine and acupuncture and I pursued ozone and stem cell therapy. And then when that stuff wasn't working, I started doing intravenous antibiotics as well. So I was going in up to 4 times a week to get high dose antibiotics injected. I was also taking 30 plus medications every day, and it was just this cocktail of supplements and drugs for all of the different parasites and Lyme and bacteria that the doctor thought that I was dealing with. I'd heard about bee venom therapy, but kind of thought it sounded a little off the deep end, even for me. And I've worked in alternative medicine my whole career, so I'm pretty open-minded. But then, kind of out of desperation, I started just reading research papers. I just started reading about how bee venom actually works, how it can kill the Borrelia bacteria, and not just for Lyme disease, but it also has been shown to kill breast, prostate, and ovarian cancer cells. It can kill the HIV virus, Epstein-Barr. It has so many different applications. And so upon reading all of that, I was like, okay, there's something behind this. This is very real. This isn't just some alternative medicine woo-woo thing. and I decided to try it. I stopped everything else that I was doing and I started stinging myself with bees. And within a couple weeks, I started to feel a difference. And it was slight, but there were these little glimpses of moments where my brain capacity came back. I was so foggy all of the time and couldn't think straight ever. And so I would occasionally, when I started the bees, have just these momentary glimpses of being able to think clearly. And that was what kept me going. And over the course of a little over a year and a half, my body pain subsided, my migraine subsided, my joint pain and fatigue started to ease up. And then slowly I had my entire life back. The bees literally gave me my life and vitality back. And I retook a Lyme test and tested completely negative for Lyme. Starting to teach bee venom therapy ended up coming very organically. Initially, I was ready to leave all things chronic illness behind. And of course, then ended up dating somebody who had Lyme disease. And he said, "Will you help me?" And I taught him how to do bee venom therapy. And through that experience of watching him start to change and watching his symptoms start to improve, it made me realize, like, oh, this isn't something just for me. I need to pass this on and I need to share this. So I started just organically teaching people about how to do bee venom therapy. And it's now become my main area of study and my life's work to both teach and educate about bees and their medicine. I feel so incredibly grateful for how the bees gave me my life back, and it has now become such a source of joy for me to watch the bees change other people's lives as well. Now, I want to get a little bit into the science of bee venom therapy for Lyme disease. Now, Lyme disease is very, very hard to treat, as you probably know. And it's hard to treat for many reasons, but a couple of the main ones are, first, that it is a gram-negative spirochete bacteria, which means that it is very easily able to morph from one generation to the next. It's able to burrow into any of the body's tissues, and it's very easily able to hide and evade antibiotic treatment or herbal treatment. Now, it's also really hard to treat because it builds this protective biofilm around itself. And this is a protective layer that, once built, becomes basically impenetrable to almost every substance. And bee venom is uniquely qualified to overcome these specific obstacles with Lyme disease. So bee venom has something called melittin in it. Melittin is a peptide that can degranulate biofilms and has been shown to both break through the biofilm layer surrounding the Lyme bacteria and kill the Lyme bacteria itself, while also better training your immune system how to kill the Lyme bacteria as well. It also has antimorphogenic properties, so the bacteria can't as quickly replicate and change into the next generation. Bee venom is also able to go into this brain and central nervous system. It has something called apomin that acts as a shuttle for other molecules across the blood-brain barrier and is able to distribute the venom throughout the brain, where so much of the Lyme likes to hide out and cause neurological symptoms of all kinds. It's also a super anti-inflammatory substance. It's been shown to decrease the expression of inflammatory cytokines, which are the messengers that set off the chain reaction of inflammation in the body and lead to so many of the symptoms associated with Lyme disease. Bee venom has been shown to be far more effective than even extremely high-dose antibiotics in the treatment of chronic Lyme disease. So it's such an incredible medicine, and we're only just beginning to understand the full science behind it. And in this bee venom therapy course that I'm going to be teaching, we're going to go way deeper into the science of every single compound in bee venom so that you can truly understand and be empowered in your own treatment to know what's going on in your body as you're treating. So as symptoms come up when you're doing the therapy, I want you to really have a handle on knowing why it's happening and how best to craft your detox to treat that specific symptom that's coming up. So in this course, it's going to be a 6-week immersion. And during that time, we'll have weekly live calls where I will be giving a lesson, a lecture about a specific topic. We're going to be covering everything from lab testing to supplementation to the correct diet to support bee venom therapy, to all of the detoxification practices to make sure your detox pathways are open and you can actually process all of the toxins that are being released when the Lyme bacteria is dying. We'll also go into all of the safety measures and the actual protocol around bee venom therapy, the troubleshooting of how do you decide when to increase stings, how do you structure a protocol that works specifically for your life and your illness. You'll also have access to an online member community where you'll be able to both talk to each other and support each other in this small group setting, and also submit questions to me and that I'll be answering in a weekly video that I'll post. And then you'll be able to refer back to any of those videos, those Q&A videos, to get any of your questions answered. I'll also include lots of other course materials. So you'll have optional reading materials and additional information if you want to go deeper into understanding bee venom therapy. I want to give you everything I possibly can to make this journey easier for you. I didn't have anyone guiding me, and I want to be that support for you. And I want to make sure that you feel like you have all of the knowledge and all of the tools and all of the understanding and support that you could possibly need to heal yourself. I promise you that Lyme disease does not need to be a life sentence. This doesn't need to overtake your identity forever. This is just a chapter in your life that's here to teach you. And I promise you that you will get through this experience, and you will get through this experience changed. It will change you in ways that you can't even imagine, but will be forever grateful for. So I hope you know that the illness is here for you, to teach you and for you to learn from, and I would love to help guide you through that experience with the bees. If you're interested in joining us, click on the application link below, and I'm so excited to meet you and help you in this journey.